Lighthouse, and he tells me how hard DayboT works. So DayboT, he'll be playing from morning till midnight, and he will always ask the coach, what am I doing wrong? What is there to improve? Every single day, without fail. And look at him now in the Southeast Asia League with a circle appearing on phase 2. And it's going to be around Fairpure. This is the turf of EVOS Reborn, but we're currently catching a fight between ONix as well as Axis.
Yeah, they're playing the Battle of the Hills right now, with the king being ONix, of course, already getting one knock onto Voki. That's C-Sky. So, you know, high ground advantage here. ONix, on paper, should be able to take this one, but this Axis isn't push-arounds. They might be able to bounce back if they can make something happen here. They have to make their call really, really fast here. But ONix has all their members. It seems more like it's a suicide attempt here. Voki gets confirmed, and that's first blood going to the side of ONix.
That's a really good catch. C-Sky only will need to also help his fallen brethren right there. Error. Now down on his feet. Axis Red One ain't too happy about losing their captain. They will have to try to go in for some refrags. Haynu now taking over the hill. He does not spot them out. There's too many vision blockage coming in from the smoke grenades that's been thrown out. And Axis Red One might actually opt to back away, as you see Haynu slowly repositioning, using the UAZ. And they may just, you know, say, we're fine losing one member. We don't want to crash out all too early. And I think this is the wiser step to take for the team that's been able to qualify to the PL Southeast Asia for the very first time.
Yeah, they were just ready to block this entire entrance.
Well, if it were to be a buggy, they would have actually got out smoothly. Now another one being stuck here. Batnam making some awkward moves.
Hey, they made it.
They've got 2 vehicles to move with. They have to ditch one, and they say, "Silence, don't worry, we've got you." And now, going with the pickup here, they're just gonna look underneath the bridge, and they have to be very wary of the positioning where Infinity is currently at. The lighthouse, as well as the houses just by the left-hand side where we see the sniper bunker. Now, yep, Silence's vehicle is still stuck right by, and this is going to be quite tough for Batnam.
Oh, Vampire Esports gets a knock though. Batnam, this was the other team who was by this entrance of the gate, of this bridge, and now they're going to pay the price. Batnam Silence gets naded out from the game is that player, and it seems like the entire team might just fall here at 16 plays.
Quite a poor start based on all these small little casual mistakes that have kind of resulted in the late rotation for Batnam. And now that they know, okay, that rotation pathway is not safe. They lost 2 members, and Vampire Esports, they're taking 2 teams at once as they lurk around the corners of the patrol station trying to catch a side. And Batnam, they're flushing forward, and they get a catch onto Logan. Infinity will try to go in for the refrac as well, with Nate being tossed in from Newsy, and that's Batnam United out at 16.
Yeah, it was a tough one to get through. Infinity and VPE both holding gods in their own respective posts here. So it was an unfortunate event for them. I think they were hoping for a hard shift down to SMB and they would have gotten the advantage, but unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out that way. But now Vampire Esports is the one in a pickle because Infinity, they've got eyes all set to hold this entire compound, but they don't care. Ravenclaw crashes straight in the sniper's bunker. He's taking fire from all angles. Oh, he survived. Oh, but the grenade will take him down. Newsy gets a god nade, and now Ravenclaw in need of assistance here. Can Vampire Esports look to follow this one up?
Happy now also catching on to members side of ONix. Meanwhile, Moans gets dropped out as Axis Red One goes in for the frags. Shreps now take a peek. That's got huge damage being done. Haynu will burn the vehicles of NFT Esports, and that's drawn taken out as well. 3 members left for Vampire Esports as they opt to move away. Now that they've already lost Ramones, well, not really Ramones, that's another different player from another team. Well, ONix have got that perfect position right behind the tree as Jevs goes in to swipe a few players out. They've got 4 frags already by just staying into the heels of Pachinki.
Yeah, definitely panning out for them. Now, Geek Fam is another name that you said has done very tremendously well during the first Super Weekend, but now they're up against gods! because it's FaZe Clan and we've seen what they can do. Vintorus confirms the kills onto GeekFam. All their other members injured and does not look like they're in a potential winnable fight, although they have the high ground. Sane OP playing just behind a rock with the nades. The Molotov has been tossed forward. He's burning! And will go down. TonyK rushes in, wipes GeekFam out.
GeekFam, they were trying to pin them down, but there's no way that you can stop the prodigy of FaZe Clan. TonyK goes on a rampage, and that's 4 pointers in for FaZe Clan as they try to match up to Vampire Esports, who's already got 5, but they left 1 out there. So with 3 members in the matchup itself, I want to see how Vampire Esports navigate their way around Eagle Esports. This is their time here to take up a fight against Rrq Ryu as they are by the forest. Paragen soaks a little damage coming from the grenades that was being tossed in. The flanks come right through with the smoke grenades also being popped, but it's not going to give him any sort of cover. Here comes a little bit more exchanges as they drop more nades. Back at it again as Rrq Ryu is being held back, and they both have to actually make a move. The circle's going to be shrinking pretty soon. Kachang Susu takes out Paragen from another off angle with a little bit of third-party action. That's going to be another member off the side of Eagle Esports. Paragen as well as Napchin is already down. Dakon is the next to fall through. And Rrq Ryu finding a way to clean it all up, while Anchor PUBG is the next one on the short end of the stake, leaving only 1 member left, and that is non-standing. My word, 6 pointers in for Rrq Ryu.
Now this team, man, they missed out on the first Super Weekend, but look at how they play. They are absolutely devastating. Scary, to say the least. Right now, leading in the elimination charts, only shy by 1 from VPE, but they are, this is not the first, this is not the Rrq we saw in week number 1. This is definitely a revamped one. Whatever they're jabbing into their veins, keep it up.
That's right. Team Secret Orleans circle alongside with MS Chonburi, I do believe. If they're not in, they're just pretty much close by. Meanwhile, Bigatron Red Aliens is next to EVOS Reborn. I'm looking for that rematch that we've been waiting up for. Now, Vampire Esports, they want to take their guns straight at it as they find members of FaZe Clan. That's Corpy taken down with Schweb.
MR5
he made him MR5. And now, members of the Vampire Esports, they didn't see the flank coming in from TonyK, but he's outside of the play zone as well. Vintorus needs to hold up a clutch with 6 pointers in. These are your top teams out there battling out early in Phase 5, and Fluke really has to find that opening, and Vintorus pretty much all alone. He has to move on by, and he doesn't have the health, and he's a little bit too slow. Vintorus is now caught up with the DP spray down coming out of Fluke to secure those knocks.
Oh, VPE, that was a clash between Thailand teams here, and, well, it was a stalemate, I'd say. FaZe leaving TonyK left alive, and Fluke from Vampire Esports. Meanwhile, MSC Chonburi, they're another Thai team that got knocked out, but look at that. FaZe is now in a sticky situation with Fluke already getting bombed out by Axis.
Speaking of being bombed out, there goes TonyK as well. ONix Esports, they have 2 members crawling right by. And for now, it's FaZe Clan there that secured a 9th place position with 5 frags for their own. At least a decent start to come right by. Newsy inside of waters. Meanwhile, EVOS Reborn, they're pushing in. They're looking for Bigatron, and it's in this close quarter compound. To get the UMP, it's going to be KF here that wants to look for the opening. And Zuxi, he doesn't really have that much health left. And Bigatron Red Aliens have been bitten off by the White Tigers of EVOS Reborn.
Man, Bigatron out with 0 points? That does not feel like them. And we finally get a conclusion on one of the El Clasico matchups we have today. Obviously, does not determine everything indefinitely, but the Bigatron, they just were the lesser teams today. So far in match number 1.
At least when it comes out to position, they definitely have the greatest of idea on how to hold it out, but they don't have the firepower because they already lost members very early on. Meanwhile, Team Secret picks off the final member in the form of the Infinity 7th place finish with 6 more teams to go. It's only 22 minutes of the game. And you look at it, only 16 remain, and that intensity, that sort of tempo that these teams are playing on is definitely beyond the usual rate that we are seeing from most of these other casual competitions. But whereas we fix our eyes onto Team Secret, they will launch an attack onto EVOS Reborn with KgTuNY taken down by Neprico of Rrq Ryu.
Yes, and talking about Rrq, look at that. They're leading up the charts right now. 8 kills with still all 4 members alive and probably going to get even more kills here as Axis. KgTuNY gets knocked down. And, well, confirmed by ONix, actually. Stolen was his efforts, but they didn't lose a single member, so I'd say value on their end. But EVOS, though, Lyzerg gets a knock onto one of Rrqs. They have the high ground. Have this top spot here. Lyzerg, very strategic position. I don't think a single person can get by without him noticing at this point. So EVOS will hold this ground here, pin them down for long enough. Let's see if they can retaliate.
And as we look at the rest of the field of view here, we have Axis Ritman using the smokes here to take cover by this small little shack that they have. The problem with this is that they will draw attention. Meanwhile, Rrq Ryu will have more trying to reposition with Haynu trying to pull the trigger by this small little angle that he has in this sort of shack that can have a little bit of that open window as they try to take good advantage and sort of tree frags. And Rrq Ryu don't really have all too much of that vehicle options left on the table with 2 members remaining. Axis Rit1, they just right by that corner of the circle and they can still stay put.
Staying put indeed, but so is Axis, and Axis is the one with the cover, but Matoy though knocks out Micah from the far end with the scopes, so that will create some sort of alleviation to the pressure. But EVOS now, all these white tigers waiting to munch on him. This is more like shark-like behaviors, but they're gonna look to prey and pounce.
Wow.
He jumps straight across them. And it's actually shooting them from the sides here. Frito will try and outplay this situation. He does get info on one of the members of EVOS, but it's become a 4v1 here, or rather a 3 with one member taking a look at some other angles here. But Team Secret, Fredo, we've seen him clutch before. He will try, he's going up on the high ground, will get some sort of advantage, taking some hits, but Matoy, he's still alive.
Yeah, Matoy managed to maneuver his way around, but members of the side of EVOS Reborn, they have that numbers advantage to take them on. Axis Rit1 has already been taken out. Micro Uzi coming up from Microboy. And now with Matoy making a move, this ain't gonna look all too good. The spray transition is great, and Matoy crashes out, having no space to move out of the way. Although 4 Rivals does have the circle, they don't really have all too much firepower left. EVOS Reborn, now that they have what it takes, they have vehicles to make their run in, but they have to deal with Rrq Ryu, which is now currently pinned down as board. Needs to be safe here. I'm not too sure whether if they could actually launch a refrag, and we already seen 10 frags coming. EVOS Reborn, they start off on such a dominant fashion.
Yeah, it's looking like so heavily their end here with Microboy just spraying down the smokes here. No hesitation, and EVOS will claim the first winner chicken dinner in match number 1 of